You might have heard whispers, stories that spread like wildfire across collector circles, Facebook groups, and even TikTok videos. Stories about a small brown coin that could be worth a fortune. Yes, you heard that right. An ordinary Australian 1-cent coin, something millions of people once tossed aside or ignored, is now being talked about as a $1 million treasure. But is it really true? Could one of these humble copper coins, lost in drawers and jars for decades, actually make someone a millionaire overnight? Stay with me till the end, because the truth behind this coin is both fascinating and surprising, and by the time we're done, you might just start checking every old coin in your collection more closely than ever before. Now, let's dive into the story behind this mysterious coin, the Australian 1 cent, a coin that has gone from being pocket change to a piece of history. When Australia switched to decimal currency in 1966, the 1-cent coin was among the very first coins introduced. It replaced the old penny from the pre-decimal system, marking a new era in Australian money. The coin's design was created by Stuart Devlin, a renowned Australian artist often referred to as the goldsmith to the Queen. On one side, it featured the feathertail glider, a tiny and adorable Australian marsupial known for its ability to glide through the air. This design perfectly captured the country's rich wildlife heritage. On the other side of the coin, of course, was the profile of Queen Elizabeth II, symbolizing Australia's connection to the British Commonwealth. Depending on the year, different portraits of the Queen appeared, starting with the youthful 1966 version by Arnold Machin, later updated in 1985 by Raphael Maclauff, and again in 1999 by Ian Rank Broadley. The coin was made from 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, giving it that warm bronze color that aged beautifully over the years. For decades, it jingled in the pockets of millions of Australians, buying candies, stamps, and bus tickets. But in 1992, something changed. That year, the Australian Mint officially stopped producing the 1-cent and 2-cent coins. Rising metal costs made them too expensive to mint, and inflation had made them nearly useless in daily life. From then on, they slowly disappeared from circulation, becoming just nostalgic reminders of simpler times. But that's where things get interesting. Because, as the years went by, some people began to notice that certain 1-cent coins were selling for surprisingly high prices, and rumors began to spread that some of these coins might be worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. Videos popped up online claiming that rare versions of the Australian 1-cent coin, perhaps with a minting error or a special date, could make someone instantly rich. And that's how the legend of the $1 million Australian 1-cent coin was born. So, what's the truth? Let's break it down carefully, because there are versions of this coin that are quite valuable, but there's also a lot of misunderstanding floating around. Let's start with the standard 1-cent coins. Most 1-cent coins minted between 1966 and 1984 were produced in enormous quantities, hundreds of millions each year. These coins, even in good condition, usually sell for just a few cents to maybe $1 or $2 to collectors. However, condition plays a big role. If your coin is in uncirculated or proof condition, meaning it was never used and has no scratches or marks, it can be worth more, anywhere from $5 to $20, sometimes more if it's part of a proof set. Now, let's talk about the rare dates and varieties. This is where collectors' hearts start racing. Then there's the 1981 Canberra Mint 1 cent. Certain coins from this year were made at 3 different mints: Canberra, Australia, Lantricent, Wales, and even the Royal Canadian Mint. Each mint had slight variations in font and rim details, and collectors love spotting those differences. But the most talked about examples are the error coins. These are coins with minting mistakes, such as double strikes, off-center designs, or missing features. For example, some 1-cent coins were struck on the wrong coin blanks, such as the smaller 2-cent planchets or even foreign blanks. These mint error coins can be incredibly valuable, depending on their rarity and visibility. Some of these errors have been known to sell for hundreds, and in exceptional cases, even thousands of dollars. One famous example is a 1-cent coin struck on an aluminum test planchet, a rare experimental piece never meant for circulation. Such coins, if genuine, could reach values of $5,000 or more at specialized auctions. So could any of them actually be worth millions? Here's the honest truth. No known Australian 1-cent coin has ever sold for anywhere close to $1 million. The rumors of $1 million 1-cent coin seem to have started from online videos and clickbait posts that exaggerated the value of rare errors. While some coins are genuinely rare and can be worth a few thousand, That's still far from the wild claims of instant million-dollar riches. However, that doesn't mean your 1-cent coin is worthless. Not at all. Collectors still pay good money for coins in top condition or with unique variations. And the beauty of coin collecting is that you never know what you might find. Sometimes, the most innocent-looking coin can hide an amazing story. So, before you toss away that old copper coin, take a closer look. Check the date. Look for any unusual markings or mint errors. If you spot something odd, like a doubled rim, an off-center design, or a lighter than normal weight, you might be holding a rare variety worth hundreds of dollars. Now let's talk about design appreciation, because the 1-cent coin's artwork is one of the most charming in Australian numismatics. That tiny feathertail glider design, with its delicate fur and long tail, is a masterpiece of miniature sculpture. Stuart Devlin's goal was to give Australians coins that celebrated their wildlife and natural beauty, and the 1-cent coin did that perfectly. It's a tribute to the creatures that make Australia unique. Over the years, the coin's design didn't change much, which makes small differences or minting errors even more fascinating to collectors. And let's not forget the reverse side, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Her portrait evolved over time, aging gracefully just as the coins aged in our pockets. Each new portrait marked a new chapter in Australian history. For collectors, that evolution adds depth and historical value. Today, the 1-cent coin is long gone from circulation, but it remains a nostalgic piece of Australian heritage. Many families still have jars full of these old coins tucked away, not realizing that some might actually have collector value. So, what are they worth right now? Let's look at some realistic values. Common circulated coins, 1966 to 1984, usually worth around 5 cents to 50 cents each. Uncirculated coins, around $2 to $10, depending on year and condition. Proof set coins, between $10 and $30, especially if kept in original packaging. Rare mint errors, can fetch anywhere between $100 and $5,000, depending on the type of error and condition. Now, let's address the million-dollar myth directly. No verified sale, no auction record, and no museum piece confirms that any Australian 1-cent coin has ever reached even a fraction of $1 million. These rumors likely started when collectors shared images of rare error coins alongside exaggerated price claims, and social media did the rest.